What's up guys? So today in this video I'm going to be showing you how to sort grouped fields in Airtable. And this is not the easiest thing to do, I know that. So in this video I'm going to give you the step-by-step on a few different fields that I go into in the video. If you haven't met me before, my name is Ben Green. I'm the owner of optimizeis, and what we do is we help business owners probably just like you, help them optimize their information systems, so in stuff like Airtable for asset management and database design, stuff like project management with Asana, Slack for communications, and stuff like Zapier and Integromat to glue it all together. If you're interested in that, click the link in the description and request a consultation from me or someone on my team, but without further ado, we'll get right into the tutorial now. So getting started, as you can see, we are in the good old trusty sales CRM here, and I'm going to show you a few different groupings if you want to group inside of groups, as well as just some different field types so that I can show you how to do those. The main thing you want to be thinking about is which field type you're going to be using, because that's going to depend, or that's going to influence how you group these and how you sort these. So I'm going to start off with some basic text strings, and so this could be anywhere from a single line text or a formula that concatenates many text strings into one text string, or whatever you have for that. So for us, we're going to use this simple grouping system here. So I'm going to take out these two groups that you can see here. And you can see I already played around with a little bit of this, so we'll just take off this and we'll take it out so it's only names. So if you have something like this where it's just in a line and it's just text strings, if you go to group it, what it's going to do is it's going to group it alphabetically. So if we pick opportunity name, it'll just group it alphabetically, and that's with no system behind it. It's just alphabetically. It's not like the order of the records being created, it's just alphabetically. But say we change this field type over here to maybe just a number field, and in this number field what you would add is you would add the order that you want them to be in. So obviously you can see I already ordered some of these, they're just in a random order, and you can see it's like very random in here, 1 through 30. If you have a text string, this will be for you. If you have a single select field over here, we'll go into that next. But basically what you would want to do if you want to strategically order these is you could use an auto number field if you want to order them by the last date they came in. And basically what the auto number does, and I can show you that right now, it should still be random. So if we change this to auto number, so this is still not in alphabetical order, it's just when the records were created. So it's in that exact order. So now if we change this to include that, so if we're in our concatenate formula here, so if we choose number, comma, quote, space, dash, space, quote, comma, and then make sure we pick the number there, and we save that, what it's going to do is it's going to add this 1 here, this 2 here, this 3 here. So these are no longer in alphabetical order, but in order to group it and sort it by that, now we can go ahead and we can change this to opportunity name, and it's going to sort by the status. So the sorted doesn't really matter for this because it's not going to sort these, because as I'm sure if you came to this video you found out that the sorting field doesn't work for the sorting the groupings. So that's one of them, that's text strings. So basically for that one you just need to make sure that you have like a 1 or 2 some ordering system that's not just relying on the alphabet, it's relying on some numbers, and you can use auto number so you don't have to manually put the numbers in there. Or if you want to manually do it, you can change it to like a number field or even just a single line text field, and you can put those numbers in there. But as you get more advanced in Airtable, get used to making this a number field if you're going to have numbers in here. So now what I want to do is I want to delete that, and I'm going to show you just a simple text one. So you can do that same thing if you have, like over here we have 2 variables, so we have high and low. This is just a simple if formula, not a nested if or anything. So if we sort by this one, or if we group by this one, it will sort alphabetically. So if I come down here and sort the if tutorial, it'll go high, low, because H comes before L. But say we want to switch that around and we put a 1 dash low and a 2 dash high, and save that, it'll actually switch those. So that's the first step if you want to be doing some text fields or a formula field. You just add those prefixes in there And that's the same for this one. It's just a simple concatenate field and bring in that auto number, whatever that is for you, into that field. So now what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to do this with a single select. So single select is a field where you have a drop down here, and some of these already have them in here, and I'm going to show you how in this one the naming system does not apply here. If you name it to where like you have that prefix like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's actually not going to work, and I'll show you that right now. So if I take off this grouping field and I add a new grouping field and I group that by status, then you can see 1 works, 2 works, 3 works, but then we have 6, and then we have 0, and then we have 5. So if you want these groups to be in a specific order for the status or for a single select, the simple way to do this is if you pull these down and you just order them in here. When you order them in here, it'll reset all of these to the way you want it to be. So that's the simple way of doing the single select, the text field. And so now what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a linked field. So in our linked fields, say we want to come maybe to the interactions. So yeah, you can see these are grouped by interactions. And I may have just given it away again, but what you want to do, come over here. So in this one, this is going to be where we're doing the link grouping sort. And the important part is for the opportunity, it already has these prefixes in here. So if I come over here and take these out and I want to group it by that in this field, I'll take out the number in here and we'll see what that looks like. So now if I come back over here and I group it by that opportunity again, so this is a linked record, you can see it has it back in alphabetical order like you would expect it if it's not a single select, and you can drag those around. So right now there's like no way to organize these, but if we come back over here and we change this opportunity name again to have the number in here, then we can put that little dash back in there to make it look pretty. If we come back over to this interaction table, then we can see that it's back in that system that we wanted, and that grouping is sorted by our specific way that we wanted it. And you can again do that with the auto number, or you can manually sort them by entering those different fields in there to make it really work well for whichever way you want to be organizing these and sorting these. Now the last way I'm going to show you is maybe you don't want these to be this ugly, you don't want them to have that prefix there. So if that's the case, if you don't want it to have the little 1 dash and 2 dash in the actual linked record, what you're going to have to do is it's going to be just one more step, and it'll make it look pretty on this page as well, so you won't have the prefixes there. But if we take this out and we take out that, so we can take out all of that and just put that parentheses back in there, delete the comma, click save, but we still keep this number in here, or wherever that auto number is. Oh yeah, that number is the right one. And we come back to our interactions, where you can see it's back in alphabetical order, but if we use a lookup field, we can use that lookup field to pull in the number, and that should be the right number. Yeah, so now it's looking up, based on these linked records, it's looking up the respective prefix for it. So you don't have it in the actual linked record, but what you would want to do now is you would want to insert one to the right here, and it'll hide all of this behind there. I'll show you how to hide it in a second. But you want to come down to another formula, and you're basically going to just concatenate that in here. So you're going to concatenate the number from opportunity, and then make it look pretty, so add a little text string here, and then you're going to add the opportunity. So now once you create that field, you'll have these over here, and I would go ahead and I would just hide this right now because you don't need that in here. And then what you're going to group it by is actually that calculation 3. So if I pick this and I scroll all the way down, or maybe it's back up here, if I sort the groupings by calculation 3, or just group it by calculation 3, it'll now have those prefixes in there right there, but it's not going to mess up their primary field in the other table. So now, again, I would go ahead and hide this, so you can right click up here and hide it there. or if I come in here, I can untoggle the calculation 3 right here. So now the last thing that I'll show you is how you can do it in tandem. So maybe you want 2 groupings, so you're grouping inside of another grouping, and you want all of it to be sorted in the exact way that you want it. So I'll show you that in this table. So if we're in here, we've already sorted this one the way we want it. But say we want to add another one, so we pick another grouping, and for this, what we're going to choose is we're going to choose that if tutorial. So in here, we can now see that it has this sorted just the way we want it. But I think maybe a better one would be if we switch the order of these groupings and we had all the low ones, then all the high ones. So that's what I suggest you do for these groupings to sort them. If anybody has a better solution, then throw it in the comments section. But if you really enjoyed this video, I encourage you to go give it a like, hit the subscribe button. And I also think you'd really like this video right here. It's all about Airtable's internal automations. If you enjoyed learning about this, you'll probably enjoy learning about just an intro to how to use the basic triggers, the basic actions, and do your first Airtable automation to save you some time in your business, to save some of your employees some time maybe as well. So I highly encourage you to go check that out. That end screen right there, just go click it and it'll take you to that video so you can learn how to do Airtable internal automations. And without further ado, have a great day and I'll see you there.